Spoiler alert! Pretty Little Liars. Summer School has several allusions and Easter eggs to the original Pretty Little Liars program because it is a part of the larger franchise. Beginning with Sara Shephard's book series of the same name, Pretty Little Liars has grown into a massive television phenomenon that consists of 4 TV episodes and a web series. The second season of Original Sin, Pretty Little Liars, Summer School, is the newest addition to the group and is the most distinctive from the others. The HBOMax series has a tone more comparable to a horror or thriller than a drama or mystery. The ensemble of Pretty Little Liars, Summer School chooses not to bring back any of the primary characters from Pretty Little Liars. Additionally, the antagonists exhibit radically different behaviors, with Bloody Rose acting more violently than her predecessors. In spite of this, Summer School makes a special effort to preserve ties to the original program through allusions, character similarities, and Easter eggs.
What do you want?
Save your breath, you'll need it.
Welcome to Movie Spy, Chapter 11, SpookySpaghetti.com. From Pretty Little Liars, Summer School premiered at Welby State Psychiatric Hospital. A has a trial and is sentenced after he is discovered a second time. Dr. Sullivan states that he faces the death penalty or being committed to Welby State Psychiatric Hospital, which is located outside of Rosewood. There is a reference to Pretty Little Liars Season 6 at this place. Following the closure of Radley Sanatorium, Charlotte and Allison De Laurentiis stayed at Welby. Even though Archer Dunhill passed away before the events of Pretty Little Liars, Summer School, it seemed possible that Archie Waters may have made it out of the hospital or caused harm while it was there. Ultimately, the hospital was prepared to employ Dunhill and grant him complete freedom to pursue his desires with Allison. This suggests that the hospital's administration is dishonest. Archie also seems to be as intelligent as Mona, who entered and exited psychiatric hospitals with ease. Dr. and Sullivan, Chapter 11, SpookySpaghetti.com, and Chapter 12, Summer Lovin', from Pretty Little Liars, Summer School, Episodes 1 and 2, Dr. and Sullivan is the sole character that appears directly in Pretty Little Liars, Summer School. The therapist made her debut in It's Alive, the first episode of Pretty Little Liars Season 2, when the liars' parents make them attend therapy following the Ian incident. Dr. Sullivan has the utmost compassion, patience, and kindness. She offers a more reasonable viewpoint as a counterpoint to the mayhem occurring in both of the Pretty Little Liars shows. Following Archie Waters, Dr. Sullivan is brought in to help the new liars process their trauma and get ready for the trial and sentencing by offering group therapy. In a welcome shift from the original program, Pretty Little Liars, Summer School portrays the girls as truly finding solace in treatment, offering a more optimistic view of mental health than that which was shown in the former. The appearance also raises the possibility that more Pretty Little Liars characters, especially supporting ones, may make an appearance in upcoming episodes. Imogen's Ezra quote from Chapter 11, SpookySpaghetti.com, in Pretty Little Liars, Summer School, Episode 1. An unsettling bombshell in Pretty Little Liars, Original Sin's finale is that Ezra and Arya will adopt Imogen's child. This would have neutralized the effect of the Tabby plot. Fortunately, this revelation is retracted by Pretty Little Liars, Summer School's exquisitely nasty Ezra line. Dr. Sullivan brings up Imogen's last-minute withdrawal from the initial adoptive couple. Imogen says she got a weird vibe from that Ezra dude to explain the shift.
Because I got a weird vibe from that Ezra dude.
I remember.
The storyline can be effectively resolved with the Ezra line before it gets any worse than it already is. Although the teacher's relationship with Arya has always been immoral, cultural attitudes have led to a growing number of people calling for its termination. Imogen, who draws attention to Ezra's strange feelings, affirms that the creators of Pretty Little Liars, Summer School are paying attention to the significant number of fans who find Ezra's marriage and relationship to be quite unsettling 7 years after the conclusion of Pretty Little Liars. The show's position that relationships built on this kind of power imbalance, be it boss employee or student teacher, are incorrect is further reinforced by this adjustment. Chapter 11, SpookySpaghetti.com, from Pretty Little Liars, Summer School features the kickboxing class of the liars. In the first sequence of Pretty Little Liars, Summer School, the new liars are shown learning how to kickbox. There is a subliminal allusion in the kickboxing class to Arya's private self-defense classes with Jake in Pretty Little Liars Season 4. Even though it was only temporary, this is the only instance in which any of the original liars had self-defense training, even though it would have made sense. Rather, the liars either became damsels in distress that needed to be rescued, or they just knew how to escape physically. This Easter egg demonstrates how the new show is departing from the original work. It will be harder for the villain when the new liars deal with Bloody Rose, which is inevitable, since they will have a foundation for self-defense. Combining these elements will likely result in more action-packed scenes in Pretty Little Liars, Summer School. Writing on the Gravestone, Tabby Chapter 11, SpookySpaghetti.com, is the first episode of Pretty Little Liars, Summer School. Dr. Sullivan advises Tabby to speak up in order to release her pent-up frustration and rage after she was vilified for criticizing Chip. She eventually feels better, despite damaging Chip's tombstone. The vandalism of Marion Kavanaugh's gravestone by Spencer at the conclusion of Pretty Little Liars Season 3 is referenced in Tabby's actions. When Spencer finds out that Toby is a member of the A-Team, she engraves his name on his mother's tombstone. Tabby, on the other hand, marks Chip's tombstone with the word rapist using spray paint. Clearly, the circumstances are very different, even though the behaviors are similar. Sincerely nice guy Toby tries to join the A-Team in order to keep Spencer safe. Chip, on the other hand, is the lowest of the lows. Nevertheless, the Easter egg is a lighthearted tribute to viewers who have followed the TV series from the start. Spray Paint in Red Chapter 11, Summer School, is the first episode of Pretty Little Liars. In a playful homage to the original series, Tabby uses red spray paint to deface Chip's gravestone in Pretty Little Liars, Summer School. Throughout Pretty Little Liars, red spray paint makes multiple appearances. Pretty Little Liars Season 1 opens with an unknown figure, possibly a painting over the last number of Rosewood's population on the entry sign following the homecoming dance. The Rosewood sign that reads, "You are now leaving the city of Rosewood, come back again," is sprayed with the word "don't" before the last sentence in Season 4. During Season 5 of Pretty Little Liars, Spencer assists Johnny with a mural that she thinks is okay. The bunny with the red spray paint is her addition. Then, in the 6th season, Hannah recalls seeing the word Carissimi spray painted on the Radley Sanatorium basement wall. This Easter egg connects the two series, but ultimately has no deeper significance. The Antique Shop in Kelly Beasley's House Dolls, Chapter 12, Summer Lovin', is the second episode of Pretty Little Liars, Summer School. The dolls in Kelly Beasley's bedroom and Ed Mouse's parents' antique business are two of the most recognizable visual Easter eggs in Pretty Little Liars, Summer School. In the first season of Pretty Little Liars, dolls took on a significant role. A even sent the liars toys with inscriptions on them, referring to them as her dolls. There are dolls created to resemble each of the liars in A's lair. The liars are brought into A's dollhouse, where she plays with them like dolls and makes them obey her rules. There are far too many doll appearances in Pretty Little Liars to count, so these are only a handful of the numerous examples. Although the dolls in Pretty Little Liars, Summer School do not currently have a significant role in the story, it is feasible that they could later on, much like in the original series. Chapter 12, Summer Lovin', in Pretty Little Liars, Summer School, featuring Farron as the swimming captain. In Pretty Little Liars, Original Sin, Farron begins as a ballerina, but, in Summer School, she begins weight training in swimming. Farron is the quickest swimmer and becomes elected captain of the lifeguards after trying out for a job as a lifeguard. This is a nod to the adored Pretty Little Liars character, Emily Fields. Emily is one of the Rosewood Sharks' top swimmers and began swimming at an early age. Later, she competes against Paige McCullers for the role of swim team captain and fills the anchor position in the swimming relay. The decision to make Farron a swimmer suggests that Emily and she are comparable. With the exception of Farron's more assertive behavior than her Pretty Little Liars counterpart, both characters are motivated and competitive. It will be interesting to see if she develops the same level of inner emotion and sensitivity as Emily. Bloody Rose's video called Chapter 12, Summer Lovin', from Pretty Little Liars, Summer School, Episode 2. The video call that Mouse gets from Bloody Rose in Pretty Little Liars, Summer School is the final Easter egg. This call sounds a lot like the one Aria gets from A.D. in Season 7 of Pretty Little Liars. Both video calls had distorted voices and unflattering facial filters. Additionally, Mouse and Aria are seriously threatened by the messages. The decision to arrange these sequences in parallel suggests that Mouse might be the Aria of the program. Both characters can become fixated on their hobbies and theories, after all. In addition, they stand out from the others in their own groupings in a big way. In addition to this comparison, Bloody Rose from Pretty Little Liars, Summer School, and AD from the original series may employ comparable strategies for bullying and controlling the liars, with the main distinction being that Bloody Rose employs more direct methods of violence.